Medicaid explained. Explain Medicaid. We get this typically when I'm speaking in front of a group of people. What is Medicaid? Can you explain the program to me? And I say, yes, I think to fully explain the program would take several hours, but I think I can condense it down into a nutshell, especially in the state of Florida. So it's important to understand that Medicaid is a federal and state partnership, meaning the federal government, they provide about half the money and they set parameters. They go, you can't go below this, you can't go above that, but if you're the state, if you accept our money, you can operate anywhere within these parameters, okay? So the state is given a contribution from the federal government. The state is in charge of running the Medicaid program within federal government guidelines, and they're given a lot of discretion as to kind of how these programs are going to operate within these guidelines. Medicaid is not one thing. There is no one who's just on Medicaid. They're on a specific Medicaid program. And when people are coming into my office, we have to really dig a little bit deeper into which program is going to best fit their needs, or if they already have Medicaid and they want to protect it, which program we're protecting, because the strategies that we use to protect Medicaid or achieve Medicaid differ depending on the program. And there's a dozen or so different flavors of Medicaid, right? There's Medicaid for pregnant women, there's Medicaid for minor children, there's Medicaid for people aging out of the foster care system, there's Medicaid for those on Medicare, there's Medicaid for people who need long-term care, right? So there's all these different Medicaid programs available. The ones that I most frequently deal with are the Medicaid programs that for those who need long-term care, whether it's help paying for help in the home or help paying for a facility. Because what a lot of people don't realize is Medicaid is very, very different than Medicare. Medicare is what you get when you turn 65 if you've worked for sufficient quarters or if you become disabled, but that's for another video. But essentially for most people, it's you turn 65, you've worked for sufficient quarters, you've paid into the system, now you get this nice health insurance benefit. Medicare does not contribute everything to, in terms they don't cover health insurance 100%. There's always co-pays, and that's why people get Medicare Advantage plans or Medicare supplements to kind of fill in those gaps, which is why they're sometimes called Medigap plans as well. But Medicare, think of as health insurance. Very limited in terms of what they provide in terms of home health care, ALF care, nursing home care, in terms of almost nothing. For nursing home care, Medicare will pay for up to 100 days. For home health care, hardly ever paying for it, and when they do, it's very, very limited. Medicaid has a much more robust, much more comprehensive long-term care benefit. There are two different Medicaid programs that pertain to long-term care. At the very high end, there's what's called the Medicaid ICP program, which stands for Institutional Care Program. And that is for folks who are in skilled nursing or rehab centers, long-term care facilities, right? These facilities run on average $11,000 per month. And for many people, that is going to decimate their life savings, or they just don't have that money to begin with. So that's why those people come to a law firm like ours, because if they have assets, you can legally and ethically protect those assets and get the government to pay for nearly all of their skilled nursing facility, nursing home, rehab, long-term care facility cost. If someone is not sick enough or not disabled enough to require that highest level skilled nursing level of care, they might need to be in an assisted living facility. Assisted living facilities, nursing homes often used interchangeably. They are different. Assisted living facilities are a lower level of care and less expensive. They almost are never as much as a skilled nursing facility. And that then requires a different Medicaid program. That Medicaid program that helps pay for assisted living facility care is referred to as the Medicaid waiver program, or home and community-based services Medicaid. So those are two terms that mean the exact same thing, but they're a different Medicaid program. So that helps pay for, that will not pay for the full bill. It typically contributes somewhere between $1,300 and $1,600 per month toward a participating ALF, meaning the assisted living facility has to agree to accept Medicaid. Most of them do, but they don't all do. In addition, there are some folks who, and most of my clients, they don't want to be in any facility whatsoever. They want to stay at home for as long as possible, but they need home health care, and home health care can be very, very expensive. Well, the Medicaid waiver program will also pay for a certain number of hours per week in home health care, far and above what Medicare would ever pay for. And Medicare most of the time won't pay for any of it. Medicaid will, if you need the care, Medicaid will pay for it if you fall within their program guidelines. Another program that we deal with a little bit less frequently, but every once in a while, is called Meds-AD, which stands for Medicaid for the Aged or Disabled, and that is for people who do not have Medicare. They don't qualify for Medicare, they can't get Medicare because they're not old enough or they haven't paid into the system, and it's very similar to QMB, where actually it covers co-pays and prescription costs. You can't get one of those D-SNP plans because that requires you to have Medicare as well. Meds-AD essentially gets you what's commonly referred to as community Medicaid, just health insurance, just good health insurance. So Meds-AD, QMB, Medicaid waiver, Medicaid ICP, these are the programs that I most frequently deal with, programs that I work with people who don't, either they have too much by way of income or assets, and we can legally and ethically protect their income and assets to qualify them for this program, or they have one of these programs and they're coming into assets, right? They get a personal injury settlement, or they receive an inheritance, which is going to jeopardize their access to these benefits. So people come to us with that situation as well, where they're going to come into an asset and they want to protect these benefits as well. So hope that helps explain Medicaid. If you are anywhere in the state of Florida, our law firm can help. We have locations all over the place, and give us a call, schedule a consultation. Thank you.